to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Doctor Who After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Doctor Who After Show.
I miss this music so much.
I know, it feels so good to be back.
It does.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another episode of Doctor Who on AFTERBUZZ.
Yeah.
It is the second part of season 7, though I refuse to accept that. I'm calling it a separate season.
It's 7.5, perhaps?
Sure. I'm gonna go with that.
All right.
All right, I'm Jenna Busch.
And I am Matt Lieberman. Put down your jammy dodgers, pick up that fez. It's time to talk Doctor Who. We're so excited.
Yes, you are.
I'm so excited. Oh my God, it's been entirely too long. We jumped in with a fun episode, I thought.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, rollicking good time. We of course miss our dear friend Roth Cornett,
Yes.
who cannot be here with us this evening due to WonderCon reporting commitments.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that is why we were not on this weekend, because I was also at WonderCon.
I was also at WonderCon.
We were all at the WonderCon.
We were all at WonderCon doing work stuff. So I believe we're moving back to Sundays.
Yes.
Starting this coming Sunday,
Yes.
April 7th.
Woo.
Yes.
That was a nice woo, right?
Yeah. Oh, that was super nice.
All right, good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I would go all the way back to Cumbria in 1208
Ooh, that was
to listen to that woo.
That was an excellent segue.
Thank
yes.
you.
And this is a place where we learned that monks are not cool.
Monks are not cool. Although,
No.
frankly, I didn't need to be taught that. I just knew.
Pretty much new.
Yeah. I
Pretty much
mean,
new.
how often do you really think they wash those brown robes?
Oh, that's gross. Especially in 1208.
Especially in 1208, which I loved that font. That was that was super cool. So new season of Doctor Who, new companion, and I know some people are like, it's not a new season. It really is. It felt like a new season.
It's a new season.
This whole episode to me, and I saw this in a few reviews as well, felt kind of like a Russell T Davies era episode. It was in London. There was kind of like a fake science thing going on, just sort of made up science. Sure, it's just living Wi-Fi. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
We live in a Wi-Fi soup.
We live in a Wi-Fi soup, which the interesting thing to me was that it was a very Russell T Davies kind of concept, but Stephen Moffat really grounded it more than it maybe would have been in seasons 1 through 4. It wasn't so much about the satire of, what living Wi-Fi could make us do.
Yeah.
Which, an iPad that you can hack people and raise their
I would
ratings.
like one of those, please.
For your boyfriend?
Oh, no, I don't have to fix him. He's awesome. But I would like one of those
It
to
would
hack
still
people
be
with.
cool. Yeah. We didn't talk about this on the Christmas special. I just want to bring it up real quick. I love the new opening title sequence.
Really, really cool. Like the color contrast.
And I love the face. It's very, very subtle, but still it's a cool throwback. And I love the subtle ways that the music has been changed. And I don't know how you feel about this, but I might draw some flack for this. I don't know how I feel about the new TARDIS. I miss the warmth.
You know what? I was thinking that too.
Yeah, because in this episode, right when we're being thrown very, very quickly into the plot of things, and I think it's just because we've already met Clara twice. She doesn't get a lot of time to be introduced to the Doctor.
Yeah.
Because I guess maybe just because we already know her, they didn't give her that time. She just jumped right in, and it just felt very cold and utilitarian.
You know what it is? It's very blue.
Yeah.
And I thought this actually, because I had run on my website, which I'm going to plug, voice.fanhattan.com, but I had run a picture when it first came out of the new TARDIS and the Gallifreyan
Right,
symbols.
symbol is at the top.
And it's very, very blue, and it's really funny, just color-wise, that they warmed up the opening with all the reds, and they iced up the TARDIS a bit.
That is interesting.
Yes, I came up with that all by myself. Are you impressed?
I'm so impressed. You've grown up so much since we've been away, Jenna Busch.
Been through a lot.
You've been through a lot.
And I sound like Jessica Rabbit today, guys. I've been coughing. I apologize.
Oh,
It really is me.
I'm sure that they appreciate it at home.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way. Sorry. No way to resist that.
You couldn't help it. So
I couldn't.
So the Doctor has he's searched and searched and searched. If you saw the mini-sode prequel to the Bells of St. John, which of course we now know is referring to St. John's ambulance, the symbol on our TARDIS. He's kind of given up after searching and searching and searching for her, and he's been waiting in Cumbria, and then all of a sudden the Bells of St. John ring when Clara wants help with her Wi-Fi.
Her Wi-Fi password.
Her Wi-Fi password.
This was great.
Yeah, which like why would tech support know her password?
Exactly.
But she got the number from some woman at the shop. Some woman at the shop gave it to her. So it's interesting. I wonder if we're actually going to pick up on that thread. There were a few threads in the first half of season 7 that just didn't get picked back up.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys noticed, and I just want to bring this up because the book that she was reading, I knew you would get it.
Eagle Eye.
The book that she was reading was called Summer Falls, but it was by Amelia Williams.
Amelia Williams.
Which, if you guys haven't gotten it yet, Amelia Pond's married name.
Amelia Pond. It's Amy Pond. Amy wrote children's books.
Yep.
Yeah, so she turned out okay. Okay, everybody who was poking loopholes at the end of Angels Take Manhattan. Well, we could just go back. They could leave New York. They're gone. Okay. By the time that they left, they were sad, and I'm happy we have a happy companion again.
I know she's very, very perky.
She's very perky and cheeky.
And lovely to watch.
Yeah, and you know, like the way that she plays off of Matt Smith is so great. And she, even if they didn't have any romantic spark, her continuing to fend off imaginary paws, which he's not trying to lay on her, just continue to add that little crackle of romance, and it will eventually it'll boil over because they've already kissed. She just doesn't know it.
Yeah. Now, what did she call it? The snog machine?
Yeah. No. Snog box.
Snog box.
Yeah.
Snog box. I'm gonna start calling my car that.
What up?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, hey.
But I do actually like that because the chemistry is so obviously there between them. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens when River Song comes back.
I know. Or, I mean, I'll talk. I have something to say, but we're not going to talk about it until after.
That comes after the spoiler gate?
After the spoiler gate, which is going to be lots of fun. So much good news has come out this week about the 50th anniversary, and we can't wait to discuss it with you.
So excited.
Stick around for that.
But yeah, so the password was something that she said, run you clever boy, and remember
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So that obviously means that what she said did mean something significant. So we've got that, we've got the woman in the shop, we have some connection to Amelia. Now, I wonder if that's actually going to play out, or that was just like, hey guys, remember?
There was lots of fan service in this episode. That was fan service.
The Doctor Who question. Say it again.
Oh, say it again.
Say it again.
Oh my God, I never realized how much I love hearing that. The beat where he pulls out the bow tie and opens a box with the bow tie. Exactly. No, that's all fan service moments just for like people like, yes, he's back. Oh my God, he's back. Look at it. Oh, it's all beat up and cool.
I know, and that's what happens when you wait this many months between episodes.
I know, is you need those little moments to just squeal at your television.
Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Might have been squealing in my house, just saying.
I'm not surprised.
Why does everything sound dirty in this episode?
Everything sounds dirty when you say it, Jenna Busch.
That is true.
Yeah.
You are not wrong.
Yeah. So he comes in, and he's trying to convince Clara that they've met, or not necessarily that they've met before, but that, you know, he knows her and that it's okay. And she's like, who is this crazy person in robes at my door?
Yeah.
You know, and then all of a sudden, the Spoonhead, which is a slur for Cardassians in the Star Trek universe, incidentally. Just saying.
That makes me happy.
Starts walking down the stairs, and it's the little girl from the Amelia Williams book, and starts uploading her soul to the internet.
You know, I think that happened to me last week when I was on Twitter for too long.
Yeah,
I don't know I am.
You gotta keep making jokes. You just gotta keep making jokes. I'm trying to get into the plot
I can't
of this
stop.
very
I can't
plotty
stop.
episode.
Can't stop.
So her soul is being uploaded to a server run by the villainous Miss Kislet.
Yes.
Who works over at the Shard in London, and like the great thing, because like there was a little bit of London in The Power of Three, but for the most part we haven't seen London since Russell T Davies left the show.
Yeah.
Because Stephen Moffat said in an interview he felt that those seasons were very London heavy, so he took us to Ledworth, and it gave it kind of a different, almost like a fairy tale feel.
Yeah.
And this was very firmly, I think, grounded in thriller, sci-fi, modern kind of a feel. There's more. Felt more aggressive, but aggressively fun.
True. And you know what? One of the things I thought that was cool about setting it in this very modern setting is that it sort of emphasizes where she is right now, because we've seen her now. This will be the third time period and location, and I think she has a very different sensibility, even though there's still that. You know, that sort of spunkiness. There's something a little bit more modern about her. Yeah,
and we'll get more into that personality versus the other sides and where we think in her timeline she fits.
Yeah.
In a bit. So Miss Kislet, she's working for some mysterious...
The client.
Yeah, the client.
Yes.
Who, like, at the party I was at when we were watching... at least half of us were like, it's the master. It's got to be the master.
I actually thought so too.
It's like, it's the master, 50th anniversary, master. And shocked to discover that at the end of the episode, that it was the Great Intelligence, who we will touch on. We'll touch on more in a bit. But a very pleasant surprise, and I'm sure it was a very pleasant surprise for Rolf, who on the Christmas special was just like, the Great Intelligence is everything. We're like, well, this is kind of boring. Like this Clara girl, this Great Intelligence, stupid. No, we were wrong. Stupid us.
You were right, Rob.
Yeah. And we got a very, very quick answer as to why Oswin in Asylum of the Daleks is so great with computers. She's not just clever, she's brilliant with computers, and it's because her mind was hacked and she was given these gifts by the Great Intelligence.
Well, that was really interesting for me, because I mean, it becomes a plot point that she's a hacker.
Yeah.
You know, and it sort of, I mean, it seemed like a slightly obvious device, you know, but I'm perfectly willing to accept that, because as long as it facilitates great storytelling later on, whatever.
It's a speed bump.
It is a speed bump. Yeah, and I'm fine with that. Like, I have no problem with small things like that if they're going to serve the entire season.
We also get the birth of the term Oswin, the name Oswin.
Yes.
And we have an idea of how an electronic version of herself, who doesn't quite know where she is, wound up in a Dalek body.
We have a comment from the chat if you want to hear it.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
we'd
we'd
love
love
to.
to hear it.
So Soaring Chris 137 says, anyone else think this episode was like the Oedipus episode? And no, Matt, I believe John Hurt is totally going to be the master.
Dude, I totally agree with you. We're going to talk about that later, okay? You hold on. But it totally felt like Partners in Crime. I read a couple of interviews that compared it to what was the season 3 episode 1?
Oh, yes.
Smith and Jones.
Yeah.
Smith and Jones, and I see the comparisons with both. And also with the 11th hour, starting with the Earth shot, zooming in.
Yep.
But it definitely didn't feel like a mid-season episode. It felt like the beginning of a new season.
Right. Well, that's, you know, obviously we split seasons all the time. And so when I say that, I mean, I cover TV for a living, so it's not really like this hasn't happened before. But this particular one feels so very, very split. Because, I mean, it was just the whole build up to the end of the ponds and then the beginning of a new companion. And I almost wonder why this didn't happen like next season. I'm fine with it. I'm just saying, it's an interesting decision.
It's kind of awkward, but then like when fans, you know, even a year from now, new fans start watching the show, they're going to just watch the whole series in one big block, and it's not going to feel weird to them.
Yeah.
Because it'll feel like the new season.
They won't have time to get over the heartbreak of the loss of the ponds.
Yeah.
It's going to be traumatic.
But
There's going to be therapy.
Even the preview for the next episode, the Rings of Akaten.
Yep.
Yeah. Felt like new companion second episode to me.
It did.
Like even just the way that it's lit. Have you ever noticed that it's always always a very dark and red episode?
You're totally right.
It's a very dark and red episode, and it's either in the past or in space. But like the Beast Below, the Fires of Pompeii, maybe not.
I know, I can't think of it.
Season 3. Yeah, no, that was Shakespeare was the second episode, right?
Yeah.
Not the Shakespeare Code.
Right.
But yeah, but those two especially, it very much just looks like that. I'm like, oh, God damn it.
And there's a character I'm wondering whether or not she'll be back in the next episode.
And we'll talk.
We'll talk about that after the spoiler gate.
Yeah. After
See all the warnings for the spoiler gate?
So many warnings for the spoiler gate. So we got some fun banter between the two of them. We get a little bit. He's asking her questions about, how did she wind up as a governess. And then they're at the cafe. We get, we very, very quickly, and it's a nice, efficient way to show, it travels through time, it travels through space. She's not really questioning it. Maybe she's accepting everything a little too easily. But I think it's honestly, it's to prevent viewer fatigue.
Yeah, and really, I mean, I'm totally fine with that because if you think about it, like, obviously these things are already in her head. There's stuff that's gone on. She's obviously, whether she remembers it or not, she's been with the doctor before. So I kind of accepted her willingness to accept it fairly easily. Yeah. Because I just assumed it.
Yeah. Yeah, and
been there, done that.
And I love when he's giving her the big speech, like "Come away with me" at the end. She's like, "Does that really work on people?" Because I'm like, "It worked on me." Like, and it worked on everybody else. Do people really just saunter off in your snog box? And he's like, well, yeah, it's not snog box. People just they do it. This is people like what I do.
It's cool.
Yeah,
it's a box that flies through time and space.
Exactly. So we get to the cafe, and we have this very cool kind of creepy scene where Miss Kislet is controlling people from afar. Wait, we didn't even talk about the friggin' plane, which was so great.
That was awesome.
I loved that beat because I did not expect it at all.
No, I didn't either. I mean, I'd seen a clip with them running through a plane, but I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I didn't get it at all. It's like, why is no one else noticing them?
Yeah, no, it's like we're traveling in space. We're going to space? No, we're going on the plane. We're saving the plane. And that was like a very kind of like big movie thriller moment. This episode had like mix of like high budget, low budget kind of deals. Cause like, you get the money shot where the doctor is riding up the building, but you don't get the shot where he actually goes up onto the building. Yeah. Like it's like little things like that.
I thought that was fun. He came in last in the anti-gravity Olympics, but that's fine.
It was good.
I thought it was cute.
It was silly, cute, good, and I liked it more when I found out that it was just the Spoonhead that he had reprogrammed. That made me way happier about that moment. Yeah. Especially when he's sipping his coffee, he's like, oh, lovely spot. Lovely spot of coffee.
One thing I do want to say about something earlier in the episode is I actually really liked the moments while she was passed out in bed and he brought the flowers and the water and the cookies.
And the jammy Dodgers.
The jammy Dodgers.
And he took a bite and he put the cookie back on the plate. Because he's an impudent scamp.
He is. That's also not very sanitary. No. But either way. No, I just thought that was cute. There were little moments like that, and I think that's one of the things that I find so compelling about this new companion is they have this very like physical and very sweet chemistry. And just even on the plane when she's standing behind him with her arms around him, and I don't know, like.
Yeah, and the same on the motorbike.
Yeah, and guys, I'm not shipping them, just so you know. I just think it's a really cool chemistry.
Are you guys let us know? Are you shipping already?
Yeah, like I'm not opposed to it. I'm just not.
Right.
I'm happy to see it go either way.
I'm more interested. Like, here's the thing: we've now had so many companions. Every companion except for Donna Noble. Romantically interested in the Doctor. I know. And like of all the times that I've rewatched the episodes, like since season 6 went off the air, those season 4 episodes are the ones that I revisit the very most. Yeah. Because I love their chemistry. But there's something very different to me about how they interact that we've not gotten in any of the companions. It's the closest in nature I've felt to the Rose Tyler chemistry, but it is very much not the same. Right. It's cheekier, there's more banter, it's more playful. She assumes that he wants her,
Yep.
Even though that's so not how he intended things to be.
Yeah.
And because of that, it changes the whole game because everyone else is pining after the Doctor.
Yep.
She's like, calm down. You're not getting a crack at this. And he's like, well, now I want a crack.
He wants a crack.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like it. I think whatever they do with it, I'm happy because I think they're fascinating to watch, and even in interviews, I think they're fascinating.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to be another? It's going to be an on-set romance, perhaps, a David Tennant and Georgia Moffat kind of a thing.
Could be.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting that feeling, but I mean, I'm just
because they like each other.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. I don't know. I don't know, but
I don't know. I'm putting on my saucy voice. I think they do.
Oh, see, it isn't just me this week.
No. It's a saucy voice. That is not the word you took it as.
No.
It is a voice used in commentary only.
Yeah, commentary voice. All you ladies out there enjoying my commentary voice. I'm Matt Lieberman. I'm the ladies' Doctor Who voice of choice.
This is the best thing ever.
I will now consider myself the voice of choice forever and a day. Oh,
we have to introduce you like that every single week.
Hi, I'm Jenna Busch, and this is the voice of choice.
Oh my gosh. I missed you guys.
If the TARDIS is rocking, something's probably broken, and they're trying to fix it.
What has happened to us?
So many months off the air. We got distracted. We got distracted. We need to focus up.
Right, focus.
Okay.
Hey, and by the way, that Twitter joke that I made earlier is because she makes a Twitter joke.
She does make a Twitter joke. Stephen Moffat, of course, he had a very nasty divorce with Twitter, and now he makes lots of Twitter jokes. Yeah. So, all right. So the end of this episode, everybody is saved, but like here's another difference in tone between the Stephen Moffat show and a Russell T Davies show.
Yeah.
If this episode had been penned by Russell T Davies, when all of the souls went back to people's bodies, we would have gotten a shot of people waking up.
Yes.
We would have gotten shots of people waking up. On a Stephen Moffat show, it's 90% of them don't have bodies to go back to.
Yep.
And he's like, it's better than the hell that they're in right now.
Yep.
Than being in the living hell. And we don't know whether or not they were saved.
Yeah.
We don't know because ultimately, that's life.
Yeah.
It's not always a happy ending.
I also wonder if they'll even revisit that. I mean, they may not, but there was just, the idea of, I don't know, she's been uploaded, and I don't know.
It's a very scary thought.
It is.
It's a very scary thought because, it's something I've been afraid of. Like, they're tracking them through every camera in London. Everything's synced up to Wi-Fi. It's something that we use without thinking about it that is essential, it feels like, in our daily life.
Yeah, and I mean, just that idea, well, interestingly enough, my boyfriend has just joined social media after not being on ever, and so I've had this...
Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
You won.
I did not do it. I had nothing to do with it.
You
I just
totally
helped.
did.
I totally didn't. But honestly, so I've had this discussion over the past few days about what's tracked, what's public, what's private, about what age you are. Like for me, I didn't grow up with this, so I've embraced living my life pretty publicly, but I didn't grow up with it, and like who does, and somebody younger maybe not being comfortable or being more comfortable with that than I am. And
yeah, well, I feel like if you're growing up with YouTube and Facebook from before you really understand what boundaries are, why would it be wrong to post videos of yourself online, post pictures of yourself online, because you're doing it from, a very developmental age.
Yeah.
And in a way, would you consider if someone posted enough things about themselves, they posted everything about themselves online and lived as publicly as possible, a facsimile of that person, if you were to use all of that data, could that be a facsimile of a person that could be uploaded into something or downloaded into a shell or created as an AI program? Yeah,
well, I mean, that sort of brings Oswin back into it. I mean, I find the whole thing fascinating. And also, with the cameras and Miss... I can't remember.
Miss Kislet.
Kislet. I keep wanting to say Kismet.
It sounded like Kizit. It's Kislet.
Yeah, I keep wanting to say Kismet, but and now I forget what I was going to say. There's something. It was fascinating. I'm telling you, it was really.
Oh, when she turned out to be a child, perhaps?
No, it was. But that was fascinating. So let's go with that.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting parallel to the snowmen, which here's a question, and we'll probably talk more at length about this after the or when we're talking about the Great Intelligence later on. But I was stunned that that Richard E. Grant was back playing the Great Intelligence, because wasn't it in the Snowmen, Ian McKellen was the intelligence, and Richard E. Grant was just the feelings that it was feeding off of to grow in strength. So how is it that Richard E. Grant is now the Great Intelligence? I don't understand.
I know. I mean, unless he's been absorbed in some way, I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. I do remember what I was going to say though. It was just about the privacy thing, because Mrs. Kislet said something about, I love London. There are so many cameras, and just recently there were drones sighted in New York and all that. So
exactly. And they look cute, but they're not.
No, they look like little hummingbirds.
Yeah, I was listening on NPR today. They said that the difference between a manned and unmanned aircraft has never been so small. And eventually it will not matter one bit whether it is a military aircraft or a commercial aircraft.
Yep.
Eventually pilots will be phased out.
That's so freaky.
I know. And we touch on this stuff all the time, but
excuse me, guys.
What is our brain but a very powerful biological computer?
Yep.
And our personality, and perhaps even our soul, what is it if not just a huge cluster of data?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's something very, very sinister at play in this episode, and that's really honestly what I really appreciated about. What I really appreciate about Moffat's touch versus Russell T Davies's touch is it lets you see that sinister side. It's not just there for we're a science fiction show's sake.
Yeah.
There's something very, very creepy. And then, all these people at the end when they're reduced, who they were beforehand and how long they've been there, they have no idea.
Yeah.
They were just activated for so long. Oh, and I love the little aside about we can't risk another citywide activation. We can't just call it another riot, referencing the London riots of the past year.
That was really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm sorry, I have allergies today, which is why I sound like I have the plague. I do not have the plague.
She does not have the plague.
I do not have the plague.
Sitting right here. I can see her.
Yes.
So let's talk about Clara and Oswin and the Clara Oswald that we met in the 1800s.
Right.
In Victorian London.
Okay, both governesses.
Yes, both governesses. Oswin, not a governess. She said she was one of the entertainment supervisors on a cruise ship, or or like the entertainment supervisor on a ship, basically. So I'm pretty sure that this Clara is the earliest Clara in her personal timeline.
Yeah.
This is the first Clara.
Right.
This is very much the first Clara. And at some point, something, whether it is this inciting incident of her being uploaded to the web, and the Great Intelligence has a hand in splintering her,
Yep.
or something else, this is the first Clara.
Yeah.
Oswin, I think, from Asylum of the Daleks is actually just the data from this episode.
I think so too. It'll be really interesting, I think, as this season goes on, to go back and rewatch some of these episodes. I know I'm giving us homework, but I mean, I think just to go back and pick up, because I think we picked up quite a few things this episode.
Yeah.
But I think this is one of those things where stuff is going to be laid down that we're not going to get until later. So, but yeah, I agree with you. I think that Oswin is the data.
Yeah.
But that's the reason I said I didn't know if everyone else was out of it was because if she's still in there and her data's still in there, even though everything was downloaded, someone else might be too.
Well, I think, and also we don't know what else was downloaded to her when she got those computer skills.
Yeah, that's true.
She could be carrying a copy of the Great Intelligence or anything else, something more sinister.
Yeah.
In her brain.
Yeah.
Very, very possible.
Yeah.
Very creepy.
So do you think that because we saw Amelia Williams' name on that book that there'll be any other references to the ponds, or was that just a Remember the ponds?
Yeah, if there are, they will be incidental, just like that. I don't know that there's anything behind that book that suggests a larger arc. You know, as you remember, Karen Gillan said she would not be returning.
Right, right. But there was the kid, and now this wasn't aired.
Oh, the opening.
The scene.
Yeah, but that was young Clara.
No, I mean the Amy and Rory adopted a kid. That was this was
yes.
not aired.
Oh, the closing scene with Rory's father.
Right.
And he was there meeting his grandfather, Amy and Rory's son.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We might meet him. I think the odds would have been better if we had seen that scene actually shot for episode 705.
Yeah, although just because they like to throw in lots of little fan nods, and that was so widely publicized that I think you just never know if a name will be thrown out or something.
You never know. I think at this point, what Stephen Moffat needs to do, and what I think he has done, is you reference the past, you acknowledge it, but you're very much forging forward. With the new show. It's why there aren't tons of references to the Russell T Davies years.
Yeah.
He always says he prefers to create villains rather than use old ones. Although this season we're getting lots of old monsters.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about that it's been very publicized that an ice warrior is going to be in the episode Cold War, which is the third episode, and we have the Cybermen coming back.
That's the episode that Neil Gaiman wrote.
Yes, which has been publicized as a ghost story.
I'm so
which
excited.
is going to be so creepy.
So excited.
I love the smooth motion of them in the preview, in the season preview, and the shape of the eyes has changed back to like the one from like the oldest version. Yeah, and they look so creepy. So creepy. And a photo was released today of a Zygon. An updated Zygon, which they're shooting the 50th anniversary now. So, I mean, we'll talk more about that later, but I can't imagine a Zygon is really the villain of that episode. Come on. I know. It's covered in suckers. It is. It's goofy. It's way cooler than the original version, but it's still goofy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So anything else that you want to touch on with Clara, her personality, her effect on the Doctor?
No, I mean, I think we've covered it all. I just really enjoy watching her, and I think and I know you have a massive crush on her.
I have a massive.
Yes.
I mean, I don't take these crushes lightly. Even the word crush is a holy connection between an individual who cares about media or about a person and just something that they're just like, I can never have this, but if I ever knew what I liked, it would be that. That is what I like.
So this is like going to be a stalker situation, is what you're saying.
No, it is not.
I don't know. Sounds a little stalker.
No, okay, look. I'm not capable. I'm the voice of choice, okay? I'm the voice of choice.
That's never going away.
It's never going away.
Especially when you say it like that.
Yeah. I sound half dead, but it's also highly energizing. I'm avoiding all the hot button words that I can't say.
You're off topic.
Yes.
All right. Okay, I have a thing we should talk about quickly before we move on.
It.
So The Leaf. Her book of 101 Places.
Is that significant? I love the line where he was like, the leaf, why is there a leaf in your book? And she's like, it's not a leaf, it's the first page.
Now, the only historical thing I can think of there is that the Druids used to write books on leaves. Or string things together, like an aspen leaf meant specific things and a maple leaf meant specific things.
But they took the time to give it two beats in this episode, a beat and a callback, and a very ambiguous line, which was very beautiful. So I assume it came from somewhere.
I know. So
Unless, wait, what if she picked it up the day that she met the Doctor that time in the park in the little prequel minisode?
Oh.
And it's just something she just has carried around because, like, on that day, she was just like, this is a significant day for some reason.
I will save a leaf.
I will save a leaf.
I often do that at significant moments in my life. I just look for stuff on the ground and save it.
Yeah. That's not sanitary.
Not at all.
You don't have allergies. You're just sick from all the stuff you collect.
Look crap I pick up off the ground.
Yeah.
It's fine.
All right, so let's talk great intelligence.
Okay.
Let's talk great intelligence. So in the Snowmen, I was like really bummed that Richard E. Grant didn't get a lot to do.
Yeah.
And I felt like, oh, he's wasted in this do nothing part.
Yep.
Okay, and the great intelligence, which I have some info pulled up here because I know several of you out there who are fans of the old series, you know more about them, but there's also some of us who don't know very much about the great intelligence.
That would be me.
Let me give you a primer so that you can speculate with us about what's going to happen in the future. So, the Great Intelligence was introduced in the classic Who episode, The Abominable Snowmen, and was also in a later episode called The Web of Fear. These are the only two times that the Great Intelligence has appeared so far on TV. It's been in a few books where we learned that originally the Great Intelligence had a physical form. It was made of tentacles and the like, but eventually it was a being that didn't have a body that was so powerful that it willed itself into existence and had the power to take over people's minds. So, this Wi-Fi episode was really, it was the Great Intelligence being applied almost militarily through computers.
Yeah, and I did like the line where she was like, cows are the most beloved by McDonald's or whatever.
No, it's like no one loves cattle more than Burger King.
Yeah, that's what it was, yeah.
Which is just
I'm a vegetarian,
such
I don't
an
keep all.
awesome line. That's such an awesome line.
It really was.
Now, it has not been on the show from the last time it appeared until The Snowmen. It was not on the show for 44 years. It holds the record for the show, or the villain, mind you, with the longest gap between episodes.
Wow.
And in The Web of Fear, it was not just formless. It took the shape of a cloud that devoured everything that entered it in the London Underground, which is what that reference was in The Snowman. So, what is the Great Intelligence doing going forward? Where has it been? Why did it not know who the Doctor was in The Snowmen? Well, I think that can be answered by the Doctor erasing himself from existence.
Yeah.
Now, but the other question is, why didn't the Doctor know who the Great Intelligence was?
That was, did we discuss that during that episode? I think we
discussed it briefly, but we didn't have very long to talk. I think we only had a half-hour episode.
That's right.
Right. So it was left ambiguous as to whether or not he knew the Great Intelligence. When he was looking at the card, he was thinking.
Yeah.
But you'd think he would have referenced that he knew it.
Yeah.
When he was facing him down in the main chamber with the snow globe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, this is sort of interesting to me to see what we're gonna tie up, what we're gonna explain.
Yeah, definitely interesting, and it's curious to see what Richard E. Grant's performance is going to bring to it going forward. Guys, I just want to talk to you about iTunes really quickly. We love doing this show, and we love you, the fans. So if you love us, you can go to iTunes, and if you could please rate and comment on the show.
Please.
We love getting your feedback, and we love letting us know that you like the show, things that maybe bother you. We try to make the best possible Doctor Who show that we can, because we love this show as much as you do. And why not tell a friend about the show? Because
why not tell 7?
Why not tell 7 friends? Why not tell 11 friends for 11 doctors?
Ooh,
yes.
Oh, that's good.
It only takes a minute. And if you like this show, AfterBuzz TV produces tons of shows. I think we're putting out somewhere around 50 shows a week. So if you love Doctor Who, I bet there's another show that you love that we do a show for.
Totally. I do want to bring up that the Geek Matt said that he enjoyed how the Doctor licked the leaf.
Yeah. Well, how else do you truly understand a thing other than to lick it? You're just so tempted. Resist.
I can't do it.
Resist.
I can't say it.
Okay.
I can't.
Resist it.
I want to, but I can't.
Maybe we should enter the realm of speculation.
Yes. Let us go beyond the spoiler gate.
Of speculation.
The realm of speculation. Shun.
Shun.
Yeah.
Shun.
So if you are not interested in hearing about any spoilers for the rest of the season, please.
Spoiler alert.
Exactly.
Spoiler alert.
Exactly.
Spoiler alert.
What he said.
Thank you, Sir Richard Wentworth. So please, thank you for listening, and just tune out now.
Yes.
So big news that was announced officially that you reported on Fanhattan a while back, that David Tennant and Billie Piper are returning for the 50th anniversary episode. Everyone's excited. Everyone's buzzing. And John Hurt is in it in an unnamed role. And I totally agree. He's totally going to be the master. He's totally going to be the master, and he's going to be the best master ever. He's going to be the best master ever. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Okay, I am too. No, I think so too. I totally agree. And I can't. Wow, we sound like Muppets. Jeez.
I know, but we're so, it's like, well, it's like Christmas came early.
It did.
Yeah, it's like Christmas came 9 months early. Oh my God, we cannot wait to see this episode. But, so we know that there is probably a Zygon in that episode, but that can't possibly be a big enough threat for the Doctor to pull his younger self into the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, if we look at any of the crossover episodes, it's always something, the most dire of situations, the end of the universe itself, that would cause the Doctor to cross his own time stream.
Also, for the 50th anniversary, something has to happen to the universe.
Yes.
It can't be a small thing.
Right. And I had a friend over the weekend talking to me, and she was like, I don't understand why it has to be like a canon episode. It should just be like a special where it's just like a fan service episode where they do as much stuff that we want as possible. And I understand that impulse.
Sure.
But that doesn't serve the show in any way.
No, it doesn't. I don't know. I mean, I think it's always fun to have those sort of episodes that stand alone and they're kind of silly or whatever, or just total nods to fans. But I think this show is too much about canon. Yeah. To do something like that.
It's about time.
Yeah.
It's about time, and you can't just play with it for time's sake. You have to have a good reason. And just because the show is 50 years old, which is a good reason. Yeah. You have to come up with a good reason within that universe for this to occur. And the crossover episodes have never had a great reason. So if Stephen Moffat has chosen to do this and chosen to pull the most popular Doctor of recent memory and the most popular companion potentially ever back into the fold, he's got to have a good reason, and we'll see it when the episode airs later this year.
I think that's very interesting that you said she's potentially the most... I mean,
come on.
It's a little hard for me because I like them all for different reasons. I mean, I love Donna, and I don't know.
Right.
I mean,
well, she's not my favorite companion.
Right.
But
most popular. That could also go to Amy, possibly. Yeah. But I mean, honestly, it's not really. Everyone's gonna have a different opinion.
I have friends who hate Amy though, and I don't know anyone who hates Rose.
I do.
You hate Rose?
No, I don't. Oh no, I don't hate Rose. No, I know people who do hate Rose. Yeah. Oh no, Rose was honestly my first companion because I started with the Reimagined series. So I actually really liked Rose.
Yeah, and it's going to be very interesting to see this sort of romantic triangle, or like really a square, with our 11th Doctor reuniting with Rose and not being able to tell the 10th Doctor what's going to happen to her.
Yep.
And then whatever is happening right now with Clara, and if for whatever reason they're able to fit River Song into this massive episode,
oh God,
then he's I mean, pull aside collar there.
Uncomfortable.
That is hot water.
Oh my God,
that is hot water right there.
Well, no, we're getting close to the end here. So, is there any other little spoilery thing we want to talk about?
Let's see. Well, we know what the next 4 episodes are going to be. We have the Rings of Akaten. We have Cold War, which is on a Russian submarine in the Cold War with an ice warrior. Yep. We know we're going to be seeing Strax and
I love him so much.
Yeah, Strax and
Madame Vastra and Jenny.
Yes, again. I don't know. I'm really optimistic about this season. The way it's been handled so far has been encouraging, and I was worried a bit about viewer fatigue because now the show really has been around again for 8 years. Yeah, and we've been watching it. You know, I came in during the 3rd season, so I've been watching it, for 6 years and talking about it a lot and revisiting it a lot. And you come across a lot of the same tropes over and over again, but it still feels fresh.
It does to me too, and I mean, I think the constant cast change makes a little bit of a difference. But I think I'm particularly excited about this new companion, about Jenna Louise Coleman, and her chemistry with Matt Smith, and the fact that he said that he plans on being around after the 50th anniversary, which is fantastic because I love him.
We'll at least get one more year.
Yes. All right. So I have a small crush on him. Just saying.
Okay. Hey, that's hey.
You understand.
Oh, I understand.
Oh God, that's a little. That's
the voice of choice understands. All right.
Creepy. All right, guys. Well, make sure you tune in next week on Sunday. We will be back at our regular time. You can find me at Jenna Busch, B-U-S-C-H, like the beer, not the president. You can like my Facebook page, Jenna Busch fan page, and you can find my work on voice.fanhattan.com. That's with an F.
Okay, and you can find me at Matt Lieberman. That's MattLieberman on Twitter. You can also find me on Facebook. Facebook.com/Matt.Lieberman. If you like sketch comedy, I do online sketches.
He's funny.
Yes, for something called Viewers Like You, VLYTV.com. We just released a WonderCon
You have to
sketch,
watch it. It's hysterical.
this morning, and later this week, we're doing a sketch called Sexiled by Mario, which is a lot of fun. I'm in that too. So thank you guys so much.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.